Hello, hello. Welcome to Empowered Woman Live. I'm Jerry Cates, your guide on this journey. Today we're talking about, and here's my title is Feeling Alone in a Relationship. Here's why and what to do. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been in a relationship where from the outside everything looks fine, but inside you feel lonely? You share a home, you share meals, maybe even share some laughter. But late at night, when you're laying in bed, you wonder, does he really love me? Does he really see me? Does he know who I am deep down? Is this all there is? If you've been there, if you're right there now, I want you to know that you're not broken and you're not alone. Today we're going to talk about that deep sense of disconnection that happens, even in a relationship that looks fine, and what you can do to reconnect with yourself and feel whole again. So stick around. Let me just say hi. Hi, Jasmine. Hey, Marianne. Welcome. So we're talking about relationships. So who's this for? You know, those high achieving women, we're that superhero for everyone else, taking care of everyone else. So high achieving women who've been holding it all together. You know who you are. We know who we are. And who are showing up in their relationships doing all the things, but inside feel unseen, unheard, and unfulfilled. So we're just checking in with that. And you're tired of pretending, and you're tired of wondering if it's just you. And you're ready to understand why you feel this way and how to change it. Who this is not for. This isn't for you if you're looking for a quick fix, communication tips, or hoping your partner will change magically, right? This is for women who are ready to take radical ownership of their own emotional experience, because that's where your true power lies. So the first thing I want to talk about is the surface level intimacy trip. Most relationships look fine on the outside because we learn how to show up in roles. I got a cough. Hold on. We become the caretaker, the achiever, the pleaser. We keep the peace. We get things done. But the real us, the woman who with desires, longings, and feelings, gets hidden. I've seen it so many times in the women I've worked with, and I've lived it myself. You can spend years performing in your relationships and then wonder why you feel disconnected, unseen, or lonely. Here's an action step. This week, pay attention to where you're staying at the surface in your relationships. Are you talking about to-do lists or your dreams? Are you asking for help or doing it all yourself? Write down any area you can tell or that you can let yourself be more fully seen, right? So just turning in and toward yourself and looking at how you're showing up. Are you showing up in that busy to-do list, or are you stepping out and stepping into what you're feeling, right? What's really going on, the deeper level. So I realized a little while ago, today's June 3rd, and that was the day my husband passed away in 2016. So I'm reminded of, we were watching or listening to a Feminine Power guest speaker at one of my Feminine Power recordings way back then. And we're laying on the bed and just listening to this speaker, and he said, you found your soulmate when you look into your beloved's eyes and you know you're home. So we popped up off the bed, both of us, and looked into each other's eyes and said, I'm home. I'm home. Every day until the day he passed away. Now that was late April, so it really wasn't very many weeks, maybe 5 or 6. He would pause and look into my eyes and say, I'm home. And there would be times I'm thinking, I got to get out the door. Why are you doing this now? Blah, 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 right? But I would make myself put it down and make the effort to be present, to let it all go. That would come in to be a sacred moment when he passed, right? I would think back on those times when he just stopped the world to be present. He was going for that deeper connection, right? So it goes back to what I was saying. Are you talking about the to-do list? You know, it's about putting down my phone. That was the deal. We had to put down our phone or anything that was in our hand and just look into each other's eyes and just be home with each other. It was just beautiful. Now, I will say, and this is a part about receiving. Hi, Jennifer. About receiving. And I would think back to that time. And there was a time he said, I adore you. And I remember that time feeling overwhelmed, like I was, pushing it off. I was blocking it. And so what I realized is that I was denying the good. Here he was there to love and adore me, and I was denying it. So I decided, out of this new awareness, that when someone loves me, adores me, I will take it in and let it raise the vibration of love that I'm experiencing in my life. So, little bonus story there. Yeah. When you look into your beloved's eyes, you know you're home. Or let's say, you found your soulmate. When you look into your beloved's eyes and you know you're home. And it might have been David Kessler, but don't quote me on it, who said that. He's an author. Anyway, the next point I want to talk about. Your fulfillment can't come from them. This is where the shift happens. Let me tell you something personal. Oh, I already told you that story. So, reflecting back to that story about my husband, I got ahead of myself. Like I said, we'd sit together and look at each other and say, I'm home. And in those moments, I felt seen. I felt loved. But here's the thing that surprised me. I had to let myself be seen. Remember, I was talking about feeling like I would talk about it like when he said, I adore you. I would talk about it like drinking from a fire hose, right? That's what I felt like. I see things in pictures, and that's what it felt like. But I had to let myself be seen. I had to let myself be loved. I had to choose to set down those distractions, like I said, my to-do list and my worries, and the need to control, and just be there. Just be fully present. And those moments, those precious weeks, they're really some of my most cherished memories. And like I said, today is the anniversary of his passing. And I'm revisiting those beautiful memories of looking into each other's eyes. I can still, don't even need to close my eyes. I can still see into those beautiful eyes. And that love that was reflected back, that deeper connection. But you got to make it happen in your relationships. You can't expect, things to be better or better than fine if you're not willing to do anything about it. To, like I said, put things down and just be present. If you have a significant other, here's an exercise you can try. Looking into each other's eyes for 4 minutes without saying anything. You can laugh, you can smile, you can cry, but looking into each other's eyes without saying anything. And it's such a powerful connection, a powerful experience. And you really do feel this sense of seeing to your partner's soul. Yeah, I can still see his eyes. Okay, action step. Ask yourself, where am I holding back from being fully present? Either with myself or with my partner. What's one moment today where I can show or slow down and really let love in? Right? Go busy, busy, busy. Go from the busy, busy, busy to just slowing it down. Maybe taking some slow breaths and really let love in. Open the door. Your fulfillment can't come from someone else. It begins with you. It's an inside job. This is the essence of the feminine power training, right? I'll mention feminine power, but this is the essence of feminine power. Learning to source your love, your value, and your sense of I'm enough from within. I'm going to say that again because it's so powerful. You're learning to source your love, your value, and your sense of I am enough from within. Feminine power. Feminine power is where I got my training and my transformational life coaching. And so there's feminine power principles, and I just mentioned one of them, and ways of living. And I offered their course as part of my coaching. So it's really a powerful experience. You have lifetime lifetime access to this course, so you can go back and listen again and again. And then I work with you going through the principles and learning the principles so that you can change your life. And it is amazing how quickly it can change your life when you have this it's divine guidance. It really is. Okay, so back to my points. The third point I want to make. Reclaiming connection from within. So what do you do about it? You begin by turning inward, by tending to your own desires, feelings, and needs without waiting for someone else to do it for you. Let's try a little exercise. If you're somewhere where you can close your eyes, and then just think of a child, someone that you just love and adore, and that you have so much compassion for. Can you see them? Okay. See all that love and compassion? And as if your hand is sending it to them. Now I want you to turn that hand toward yourself. Go ahead and place it on your heart. And feel that compassion for yourself. Feel it softening those edges. Feel it softening those feelings of I'm not enough. Or I'm not lovable. See it just dissolving those with deep empathy. It's an inside job. It is an inside job. So that's one of the practices that we teach in Feminine Power, that about how you heal shame. And shame is a big umbrella with I'm not enough, I'm invisible, I'm not lovable. There's like 21 of them at least. But to heal that, we heal that shame with deep empathy. And it's a practice. Just like we have an exercise of stepping into your future self. Until you have that experience of your future self, you really don't have a clear vision. That's how you get the clear vision, is by practicing seeing your future self. So my point is that practicing being compassionate to yourself, noticing when you're not being kind to yourself, or you're being hard on yourself, turning that hand of compassion, where you're sending that compassion out toward yourself, right? So here's another simple practice. You can place your hand on your heart and breathe in and exhale. And ask, what's one small way I can show up for myself today? What's one small way? And so what we're doing is building that first step to build that bridge. What's one way I can show up for myself today? Maybe it's speaking up for what you need. Maybe it's resting when you're tired. Maybe it's letting yourself be fully seen in a moment of truth. Because the connection you're craving starts with the connection you build with yourself. It's an inside job. It always is an inside job. You want to love someone else, you want to have loving relationships, it starts with loving yourself. It's an inside job. So if this conversation, let me back up. So because this connection you're craving starts with connection you build with yourself, right? This connection of connecting to your higher experience, your higher expression. I got a gift for you. I'll tell you at the end. I'm just thinking I'm going to share a video with you at the end. So if this conversation is stirring something in you, if you're realizing that disconnection you feel isn't just about your partner, right? We always want to blame it on them, but about your own unmet needs and untapped power. I'd love to offer you a 30-minute laser call. So I do about 7 a week, right? And I've got a couple already, but this is really an opportunity for you it's what I do in a coaching call, but we're going to do it in 30 minutes and we're going to focus on one thing. And it's so powerful because you start to really unpack it and get clarity. And you walk away with an idea of what to do next and a new perspective, and you know your next step. And to top it off, this is a no pressure, no sales experience. This is about you and your growth. So take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Put laser in the chat if you're ready to take a journey with me. All right. If this comes, let's see. I got my papers. Okay, so like I said, no pressure, no pitch, just truth, strategy, and a space to breathe. And here's the thing: if we find that we want to work together, we'll make another appointment and do a little more coaching and have a conversation to make sure it's a good fit, right? Because in order to work together, it has to be a good fit, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready to make changes. I can guide you and walk with you, but you have to take the steps, right? Okay. So let's stop waiting for someone else to change and start claiming our own power to create love, connection, and the life we long for. You're not too much. You're not too needy. You're a woman with deep wisdom, desire, and power. Your longing to feel seen, heard, and cherished is not selfish. It's sacred. Let's stop waiting for someone else to make us feel loved and start becoming the woman who knows how to give that love to herself. You got this. And I'm here to walk alongside of you. So if this resonates, put laser in the chat and I'll reach out to you. Okay, so the gift. So I have this video called 4 Ways to Power Center. It's a feminine power practice, and it helps you connect to your wise adult self, your spiritual self, your witness self, and your future self. If you want that video, type in 4 ways. I'll know what you're talking about. Or send me a DM. Either way, you can send me a DM if you just want to talk and set something up. But yeah, so if you want that video, and it's about 18 minutes long, it is so worth it. I would save that video because it's a YouTube. I would save it and go do it every day for 7 days, for a month, and watch your life change. Just doing it 2 or 3 times, and you'll start to notice shifts in how you look at things, how you show up, the vibration you're putting out, what your connection to your future is. It's really powerful practices. Okay. All right. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll be back next Tuesday. I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.